Last poop show of the year. Let's start the freaking show.
Tales from the shit.
TFTS episode 91 with your head pooper in command, Josh Jack. An educational show about something nasty we all do. You ain't pooping, you ain't living, life goes on, poop goes on, and when your mother was born, she shot you out like a giant poop. Hey folks, it's been about a month. Last time I left you all for this show, it was Thanksgiving, and as you know, that holiday was all about poops. Some of the topics in the beginning are going to be about poops. Let's check the audio. It's very important with live streaming. TS. Okay, my nasally voice sounds good. All right, we only got one poop article, unfortunately. It was sent in by Costanza. This is from like 7 years ago, but it's still a goodie. I don't know if I ever read it. It probably wasn't doing the show by then. And we got some gross poop topics. Last poop show of the year. Happy poop years. And just remember, guys, we did a whole year of pooping. And if you want to live, you got to do many more years of pooping. So get used to it. Let's get to the first poop article. A theme park worker who operated the rides revealed the worst things that ever happened while on the job, including guests who had diarrhea on the roller coaster. It was a Reddit thread called Amusement Park Employees at Reddit. What is your horror story? Staff shared the worst moments from their job. One person said during a particularly, it was a hot day. So that's the thing, hot days. If you eat certain things like Five Guys burgers and fries, or it could be a Chipotle bowl or anything, you got to be careful. He says while he was operating a ride, one person had pooed on one of the seats. I operated a few different roller coasters for my fun-filled summers at the amusement park. But most of my horror stories came from a ride in particular. The one train was one of the ones you had to step into with a lap bar and a staff member similar probably at a haunted house. I got a complaint that a really bad smell in there, and it roamed trying to find it. It turns out someone had smeared shit on the mirrors and on the floor of the room. Literally human shit, and people had been crawling in it. Oh my god, people were crawling in this shit, guys. That is a nightmare. That is a horror story. Getting into clothes, they were getting on their clothes and spreading on the apparatus. We had to shut the attraction down. One of the biggest problems they face is people trying to get on the rides when they're too big or too small, an operator said. I got to the point where I stopped trying to be nice and told the people straight up that their babies would be seriously injured, and parents jokingly smacked their infant's head into the height bar. Ha, they're tall enough now, another person said, blah, blah, blah. It was pretty awkward. Okay, it says, the sad thing is, a lot of times people were too, okay. So that's it, folks, for the show. No, that's it for the poop article. Can you imagine if you're on a roller coaster and something just, it's like Nickelodeon slime, but it's someone's shit? Oh, boy. You really are in for a horror story. All right, guys. Let's get to the gross poop topics. This happened Wednesday after last show, Thanksgiving week. I went to the gym at 7:30. I had to get off the treadmill pretty much. I was probably maybe 30 minutes in. And I had to take a turkey ham mac and cheese smash. The gym was empty. So this was the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday. I had an Italian hoagie with hot and sweet peppers. Actually, I forgot to mention this. This just happened. You guys probably don't believe me. As I started the show, just a half an hour ago, I shit you not, no pun intended, I took a giant log poop and I wanted to take a picture of it. I had a Wawa Italian hoagie, just like I said just now. And then for dinner, I had 2 little chicken parm patties with some rice. And I just dropped a big log. It was sticking out of the water, just nice and light brown, healthy. Man, I had a Wawa Italian hoagie with hot and sweet peppers. Then for dinner, a little chicken sandwich with hot sauce. I took a couple of stinky, loud diarrhea poops at home, luckily. You guys know I've been eating a lot of steak and egg whites 4 or 5 days a week. I had steak and egg whites for lunch. Then I had Chipotle bowl with peppers and hot sauce. I made it home and took a big stinky mud dump. I didn't poop until the next evening. It was a little bloody. Ew! It took a couple of painful, spicy dumps. I went out that night and got some stuff at Target. Then I got Chipotle again 2 days in a row. Same thing with peppers and hot sauce. I was driving. I made it back to the Target. I went to a further Chipotle for some reason. I made it back to that Target, and I was in the stall. Luckily, there was nobody in there. And I took a long, running, bloody, stinky diarrhea poop. I ran out of toilet paper, but you guys know I carry a bag of wipes with me. And I made it home, and I took a shot of Pepto-Bismol in the trunk of my car. So I have to keep Pepto-Bismol in the trunk of my car because my mom steals it from me and she never replaces it. That, well, you know. And also, as far as that night goes, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, luckily no one came in the bathroom. It was just like fireworks, folks. I had steak and egg whites for lunch, then for dinner, Chipotle bowl and pepper sauce. I ate the same thing. I was making it on the way home. I threw my hoodie off and jacket off, and I took a 2-flusher big meatball dump. So I have a pretty good flusher on my toilet here at the basement, but sometimes I do have to flush twice. And that's how I know I dropped a big one. I dropped a bag of wipes and couldn't find it, so I made a new bag, but then found the bag in the back seat of my car. I saw it. I knew I dropped it in my car somewhere. And so I took the old wipes out and put it in the new bag. So I had to replace my wipe bag, I call it, because, you know, that thing gets dirty anyways. You know, you put it on top of the toilet in public places, you put it somewhere, you know, you get germs on it anyways. So you got to replace that thing every couple weeks. I had a Steve steak at night, then the next morning steak and egg whites. I was eating beef jerky in my room, and I almost sharted. No stomach warning. That was weird. I took a diarrhea, dark, watery dump. So I remember that. I was eating too much protein that night and that morning, and I went to Target. I got drunk the night before, and I went to Target. I got some beef jerky. I didn't care how much it was. I was just drunk. I got some beef jerky. I got some candy and some stuff, and I was eating the beef jerkies. I was still hungry because the egg whites are light. They don't fill me. And all of a sudden, the first poop of 2026. No, this is the last poop show of 2025. Costanza, you idiot. You missed the whole intro. This is the last poop show of 2025. And then next month will be the first poop show of the year. So yeah, I was sharted in my own room. And it's weird because usually your stomach will give you a warning. You got to be careful sometimes with your fart, folks, because you get confident with your farts. And then, oh man. I had steak and egg whites for lunch. Then for dinner, I had a big burger with fries. Then the next day, I had steak and egg whites again in the morning. I went to the gym, and then I was on the treadmill for 17 minutes. I got off the treadmill and took a big stinky dump. Then I went back on the treadmill for 20 more minutes, and my stomach was hurting again, but this time it was just farts. Loud, stinky farts, no poop. And I was able to finish my the other 20 minutes on the treadmill and make it to Chipotle that night. That actually happened like 2 weeks ago. I had 2 buffalo chicken cheesesteaks in one day. One from Wawa, one from this casino restaurant. So yeah, I went to Wawa early in the day, and then when I went to Parks that night, I totally forgot I had a chicken cheese. I didn't know what to get for dinner. I was like, should I get Chipotle? Should I get this? And I was like, yeah, I'll get a buffalo chicken cheesesteak. And I realized, oh my God, I ate 2 of those in the same day. But I made it home. The next morning, steak and egg whites. Then a couple hours later, my parents brought back KFC. And I had about 2 pieces of chicken with some mash and mac. And I took multiple orange running bows. I just kept pooping, folks. Pooping and pooping. And for Christmas, I had Christmas ham with corn, mac and cheese, biscuits, pineapples, cherries. Later, I nailed a stinky ham with loud... I had loud farts, guys. I don't know what it is, but ham. Even though it's juicy and delicious, it gives me the most loudest farts it could possibly give you. I don't know what it is. But I love Christmas ham. It's my favorite meat. It's just tender and juicy. I eat like 2 plates of it. And at night, just... big old ham farts. Well, folks, that is it for the show. Once again, we did a whole year of pooping. And next year, you have to do years and years of pooping. Last poop show, 2025. We'll see you guys in another month for our New Year's and everything else. Have a good break. Happy New Year's. Keep on pooping. Keep on living. You just listened to an episode of...
Tales from the Shit.
That's it, folks. I'll see ya. Tales from the Shit. Also on iTunes. You can find it. Write a bad review. Give it 2 stars for number 2.